Do you know what it's like to live in squalor? To know that your life means less than another's? The top side takes everything from us. They deplete our resources, rob our city of its natural beauty, a monument to their wealth, while we scratch a living amongst the rats, living in destitution. But those days are over. No more. We had such dreams, Vander and I. Brothers, seeing eye to eye. We dreamt of a people, a single united underground, the nation of Zaun. But he betrayed me. That is the way of our world. I understand you found yourself in a bit of trouble. There are some that will say we don't belong in Piltover, that the undercity is where we're meant to stay, to scrape out a living, snatching up rocks and scraps. I think different. I believe that you are perfect just the way you are. One of my greatest regrets is that Vander can't be at my side as we realize what was once our shared dream, a self-sufficient, strong nation of Zaun. But Vander's legacy is not for naught. Candidly, I thought Vi was the prize of his second-rate family, but now I see Jinx. Oh, she was more than I ever imagined. The inventiveness, the chaotic mind. Jinx is perfect. She will help bring out a new dawn for our people. The question is, what role will you play when the dominoes begin to fall? We all have a role to play in what's to come. The topsiders would rather watch us both burn than allow us to stand on our own 2 feet as a people. I have plans. The question is whether or not you are trustworthy to be a part of them. Tell me, where do you come from? I see. A child of Zaun. Yes, I was raised here as well. Born to believe that I was less than what those on the top side purport themselves to be. Do you believe you have a role to play in the war to come? What we have planned is, I must say, ambitious, singular. And it all depends on Jinx. Now, there are many, even here, amongst the Zaunites, who do not stand with me. The fireflies, a nuisance, if I've ever seen one. Their leader loves a timepiece, loves the sensation of the passing of time. This is one such piece that Silco brought to me after an engagement with the fireflies. An interesting artifact, but as trivial and inconsequential as their efforts to derail mine. I wonder where your own sympathies lie. Where do you see Zaun? I see. Have you any skills that might be useful in the war to come? Ah, Shimmer. A willingness to partake in this experiment signifies to me a boldness of spirit, but don't be too hasty. The price and the cost that progress enacts is severe. But if you're willing, I will not impede your ambition. As the good doctor works on his newest iteration of Shimmer, which has more applications than that which you find in the lanes, we're working on something truly special. Jinx is perfect. I will not hear anyone say otherwise. If the rumors are true and her sister's return, navigating the lanes and the narrows with who can only be identified as an enforcer, then she's turned her back on her own people. She's of no consequence. Jinx will see her as the fraud she really is. I appreciate your concern, but I find your insistence upon this point to be unwise. Very well. I will have Silco outfit you with a suit. In this suit you will find that a dose of Shimmer becomes very powerful. One might say it has a transformative effect. Success in our enterprise will result in your being rewarded. Failure will be met with unflinching consequence. In matters of revolution, my friend, there can be no compromise. Allow me to reiterate my excitement at your volunteering to join our enterprise. And a word to the wise. While Shimmer is indeed a vital part of how we accumulate our power in order, of course, to take what's ours, there is a tendency amongst some here to overindulge, to become too bound with the product. I have to say, as someone dependent on Shimmer myself, for a rise in ambition, of course, I find myself unwilling to overindulge, and I would extend that advice of practice to you as well. Overuse of anything is no good. Overuse of Shimmer can be a fatal mistake. What other skills can you bring to our burgeoning nation? I have many fighters. What else? An interesting proposition. Allow me to ask you a question. An enforcer, a politician, and a slumlord enter a bar. All three of them claim to have the most power, and it's on the patrons to decide who is most powerful. What's the correct answer? It's a mind-numbing proposition, not a thought puzzle. The fact that you struggle with it shows me that perhaps you're too addled by Shimmer to truly be useful to me. I'm not without a heart. I understand that things in the lanes are challenging for one as yourself. Very well. As with any new member of the organization, you may be tasked with menial duties at first. How you handle these will determine the responsibilities you're given next. I strongly encourage you to excel with what is given. And let me give you a piece of advice. Jinx is off limits to anyone. But I recommend, if you see the fireflies, run. Imagining yourself a hero. Let me disabuse you of that notion, of that foolish idea. You aren't a hero. You are owed nothing. You will serve the nation of Zaun. You will obey only me. And you will never raise a hand against or speak a word against Jinx. Welcome to the nation of Zaun, my friend.